compressions. You really feel their body, like if you're putting too much pressure in, if they like are guarding or they twitch, or if their muscles feel really tender or tight, like this is a really good time to just assess at first and see what areas you feel like you might need to spend a little more time working. You can do some compressions in the traps, so I'm with my fingers, I'm just kind of pulling down. Is the pressure good?
Mm-hmm. Do you always have to be behind them?
Nope. No. To start, I mean, I feel like it's the most comfortable to start behind them. It's the least invasive. I always like to have some skin-on-skin contact with the neck. So even if they have like a collar on, I'll kind of push it down and just use my fingers to squeeze up their neck, because I do think that touch is important. Like, and that's such a big stress area that we carry a lot of tension, that I feel like our actual like skin contact really helps a lot with relieving that tension. So I'm just squeezing up and down the neck, up to the occipital. You can use your thumb and just kind of work from the medial line next to the vertebrae, and then just kind of work out that occipital ridge. Like, sort of just kind of doing some little pressure points along the occipital ridge from the center outward. Helps them get rid of that. And you can squeeze right around the occipital. Just remember, this is not an area that you want to continue to hold a lot of pressure on, because you don't want them to pass out. So then you come back down here, the shoulders are starting to feel pretty soft, or starting to soften here. You can do some pressure points down the erectors. And whenever you're pushing in for this, you're actually like pushing in and up. So in, up, in, up. That's the general type of pressure that you want to. And you're leaning in with your whole body. This is not like that. So literally, like, step back as far as you need to. Get down on your knees if you need to. Like, just be mindful of your body mechanics. Is that pressure good?
Mm-hmm.
You can use your whole palms. Be careful when you get to the low back here, because it does tend to be a little more sensitive in the chair. I guess like it's kind of all stretched out and exposed there, so I try to like do some lighter strokes along the low back.
What if someone is specifically complaining about lower back pain?
Still just work really lightly. Like, yeah, and releasing, a lot of times, a lot of low back pain is a result of like all of this up here being super tight and glutes. So it still applies, like, from the table to the chair, like our bodies, how they compensate and our pain patterns are still the same. So using my fist here, I'm going over the PSIS and then working into the glutes medius and minimus, and you can actually like do one side at a time here. Is that pressure okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just pushing and twisting. And then we go to the other side.
It looks like you're doing pretty hard pressure.
You can still put a lot of pressure in the glutes. Okay. Work up the back, just very gently. Okay, then I'm gonna come to one side and work. You guys, I don't know which side to go to, so you guys will just have to adjust if you can't see me. You can push down here, like right along the trap. So I'm just using thumb pressure now. My hand's just resting on her head, more for stability and to hold the hair out of the way. This is also a moment, like if you need to, you can just move the hair to the other side. Most people really don't care if you're like adjusting their hair. Then I'll take the arm down to the side. I really like to use this moment to like get into this infra a little bit because I think that like just, it's usually good to have a little attention paid to that. So I'll grab the shoulders and just kind of rotate, push my hand up into that infra and teres. And my hand is on the front of the shoulder to stabilize it and to help with that rotation there. How's that feel? Then you can bring the arm behind them if it's comfortable. I will actually lean my leg against them and hold their arm here so they don't feel like they have to hold their arm back here.
I thought you said arm hair.
Just trap their arm hair and they can't move their arm. Alright, and then this is a place where you can like work into that scapula a little bit. You can even lean your elbow in here if you wanted to give them a little bit more pressure. Does that feel all right?
Mm-hmm. And how much do you charge for chair massages?
$1 a minute is average for chair massage. Mm-hmm. I need to bring in one of my papers. I actually have a paper that I made up that you can have them fill out. So you can collect their information whenever you're doing chair massage. It's always handy to like get an email or something like that that you can use later.
So do you have a patient intake form for this?
Yes, that's what I was getting at. I need to bring that in so I could show it to you, but I have it broke up in like packages where like if you have a zero gravity chair, you can have them sit down and actually like do a foot massage to you.
What is that? I don't know what is zero gravity.
It's like those chairs. No, it's fine. Those chairs that like lean all the way back, like kind of like a
inversion table?
no.
Takes all the pressure off of their whole body and they're like
Their feet are just raised a
What's it
little
called?
above a zero gravity chair.
My bed has a zero gravity setting.
What
Best
does?
ever.
Your what?
My bed.
Oh, nice.
that's amazing.
It is great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I'm just doing some compression on the arms. Then you can sit here and, you know, like even in regular massage, like just like in regular massage, it's good to have time to actually sit down, especially if you're on your feet doing chair massage all day. Give yourself a moment to like sit down.
Like this?
Each massage.
Can I see?
It's just like a regular chair.
Oh, okay.
So then they lay back in that and their feet go up and you sit at their feet and give them a foot massage.
That looks expensive.
They're not, or you can get them pretty cheap. Some of them.
I used to have one, and it was the only thing whenever my daughter was born. We'd put her in that. I mean, we'd be right next to her, but we'd put her in that and make it go back and then do the massage. That was the only thing that would make her stop crying.
What?
She lived in the zero gravity chair.
That's awesome.
It's almost like it's kind of. I mean, it has the same materials as an inversion table.
Yeah, some of them do. Fingers and spreading open the palm, and You can bring a little bit of lotion if you want for this part. Like, if you want to use lotion here, you can. Okay, and then we'll do compressions, back up the arm. Come back to the center. Take some time to kind of go back down the back again.
Sarah's like asleep.
Actually, I'm like, I really needed this because my hands and arms are killing me from yesterday.
Then we're going to come to the other side and do the same thing. So thumb pressure into the traps here. And just always trying to make sure that you're not pulling their hair.
So this is like a basic massage that you would give just anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
We call that nail bristle up in there.
Nail gristle.
Gross.
Pretty tight there. So bring the arm down to the side and get into the infra and the teres and just really work.
I haven't gotten my breathing quite down. So that position for me would be right on their neck. I'm really nervous about
It takes time. You're right.
No one's judging here.
It's okay, if I pass out, it's fine.
I can tell whenever I'm like out of practice too, because I can feel myself like.
Yeah.
Dang, I need to start walking again. Then bring the arm back.
So how long do you do chair massages?
Anywhere
Like-
from
Not each individual one, but throughout the day.
I think like
Are you just massaging?
4 hours of chair massage is like all I really care to do at a
5
time.
hours.
Like 4 or 5 hours, yeah.
Yeah, 15 minutes, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like 20 people.
And I need like a little break in there somewhere too. Like a good 30
Yeah.
minutes to just sit down and like not touch anybody. Yeah.
Is this, at the end of the day, when you're done with the chair massages, are you just like spent? Does it take a lot out of you?
I mean, it's just different. I mean, you're still kind of that same tired as whenever you're doing table massages, but since this is like a little more active, like I usually actually like I feel pretty good, like because I've been moving a lot. But yeah, like especially with all the extra noise and excitement that might be going on around you, like I feel like you have that moment where you get to your car and you're just like for a minute, like it's a lot.
I haven't quite gotten the energy down. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm putting quite a bit of pressure here. Yeah, and that just builds up over time. You know, the more that you do it, those type of things will start to get easier.
Because I've noticed practicing massage, like I will absorb energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had trouble with that when I first started practicing massage too. It was like every person that I worked, and it took me quite a while to understand how to just like, you know, there were some techniques that I would practice like, and I still do it, especially with some people I need to, but like running your hands under cold water and just like visualizing all of that like washing out of your body with the water. Or you can imagine like a light at your head and all that energy is just flowing through you like you're a conduit, you know, like instead of just holding it. And even now, like I'll have some times where I'll work on someone with like, let's say shoulder pain, And then for like the rest of the evening, my shoulder's like killing me. And I'm like, this is not mine. Like, just let it go. Like, I didn't have shoulder pain before I worked on them. I don't need shoulder. This is not mine. And same goes for like headaches or knee pain. Like, it's just weird. Sometimes you just take it on.
Crazy. I worked on my dad and he has knee pain. And so I had worked on his knee a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But even like the 15, 20 minutes that I kind of worked out his legs, I felt like my knees ache. And I was like, there's no way. At first I thought it was just like, oh, I'm trying to get used to the stance and, you know, the body mechanics, right? But no, it was like, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was like,
No, that's a real thing.
my
Like,
whole
you
body
really
was
can
nuts.
take on that energy that they're like releasing. It can resonate with you.
My lady told me to like take myself outside, take my shoes off, ground myself on the ground.
That's
Yeah.
what I ended up doing.
And then she said, go take a bath. And like she
Mhm.
said, lay in there for as long as you want. And then when you drain the water, you imagine
Mm-hmm.
it going down the drain.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, if you have some people use fire too. Like, if you have a candle that's lit somewhere, you can imagine, like, kind of like throwing your energy into the fire, you know? Like, there's a lot of different things.
Or if you watch ASMR, find a plucking video and let them take
Just
it off.
pluck it out. give them your stuff. Like, that's good. Yeah, it's like one of my favorites for sure. Always. Like, if I'm in the car and it comes on, I'm like, jam out.
Zach beats a song. I will lyric though.
Such a good song. It just has all the feels.
She had meatloaf on earlier. And I love meatloaf.
Really?
Yes.
Alright, so compression back up the arm. Can you see how she's like sunk down into this chair now? Like, compared to when we started. Okay, so we're gonna work up the neck a little bit, and then you can also do the head here too. So you can work the occipitals here. Is this still comfortable for you, Sarah? Okay.
They're so good. Like once you get relaxed, you're like so relaxed.
Yeah. And just be cautious. Like, you don't want to just keep jamming their face into the face cradle either. So, like,
I mean, I think it feels great.
yeah. Yeah. So give them a break, like, to breathe, or, you know, like, you just don't want to be like, and then never let their face back up, you know, like, so. Or have, like, a place
all I
on
think
staff,
about
you know, like, you can do some compressions on the traps from this angle. Just really push them down here.
I feel like every time I go to the airport, they have chair massage.
They do have chair massage at the airport.
I was like, I wish.
All right, and then when you're done, you can do some tapotement, which feels really good in the chair. Okay, now I'm going to do some finishing stretches. So I just want you to sit your face up here, or sit your face up. Sorry. Just sit back in the chair, and I'll just kind of like hold this and just kind of pull them back. So just go ahead and sit up, sit back. Just very slowly, and I just hold that so it doesn't stick to their face. I still have my foot here, okay? Now, they're waking up. They're like seeing all the light again, and it's super bright. And we gotta wake them up because this isn't a nice relaxing table massage. This is a now you gotta get your ass back to work massage. Okay. So I'm just doing some real quick little like thumb compressions along the rhomboids, traps. Okay, and then I'm going to have you bring your arms up and clasp them behind your head, or behind your neck. There you go. If it's comfortable, and again, this is one of those things that I don't use on everybody, because it's not suitable for everybody, but if it is comfortable, you can put your foot kind of like on the back of the chair. I'm going to have to put my foot there a little bit more. Okay, put your knee here, so they can lean back on your knee. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, relax, and just
I
lean
feel
back.
like I need this stretch.
And relax, and you can release your arms down.
Does that feel amazing? Does that work?
Yeah, that was kind of like the doorway stretch. Yeah, opens up the pecs. After leaning in the chair like this for 20 minutes, you know, you kind of do something to counter all of that. So that's a good way to do that. You can stretch out their neck too in this position. So I have them lean their head to one side, chin down to the chest. And then put your hands together here and just push. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then come back up. And lean to the other side. Chin down to your chest. Hand on the trapezius, hand on the occipital, or arm on the occipital and trapezius. And push your hands together. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
You think I could do that stretch?
I would try it like very carefully. Okay.
Super
And then bring
wide.
your head back to center. Then I want you to take a deep breath in and shrug your shoulders up. And exhale, relax.